Hi everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are doing good. And this webinar is on a very short notice, guys. So for that, I apologize because we usually plan such webinars on, at least a week before and share with you. But this was not planned, or the flyer circulation was not there. There was no intimation before, but yes, as it was planned for today, we have to do it. And I can see there's a good crowd, and people are here to understand the new domain we are launching in CliMed. I mean, regulatory affairs, drug regulatory affairs is not a big, not a new domain, definitely. It is, there for decades. And uh, this is another wonderful career option. But in Curio, we are launching regulatory affairs. Actually, in the CliMed family of courses, we are coming up with regulatory affairs for the first time. Right. So we are launching this course, launching the diploma directly for the first time in regulatory affairs. And before that, before going into anything, we must know how we are doing it, right? What could be the like possibility of jobs and careers in that field, right? So for that, we are arranging this webinar, and let me just show you what we are launching, and then we can go ahead with the webinar so you all can understand what are the, why we are launching and how it will be useful to you, and what are the career opportunities and scopes in regulatory affairs, guys, right? And at the end, you will get one feedback form. You have to fill the feedback form for the certificates. Okay, guys, so let me just share a quick screen and then you can see. So I hope it is visible to all. Just say yes in the chat box if it is visible to all of.
Yes, yes, Dr. Ajit. We
Thank
can
you.
see.
Thank you, Surabhi. Thank you. Okay, so this is the course what we are launching now for the first time in Curio and CliMed. This is Executive Diploma in Regulatory Affairs. This is 6 months program under the skill development and value addition courses. So drug regulatory affairs, executive diploma, right? You can read about it. We will circulate this now in the WhatsApp groups and all everywhere. Right now, only in the LinkedIn, why our team has circulated. So here are the course objectives, and as this is our USP, that we go with 100% live classes, and we don't give you the LMS or just to complete the course and certificate, not at all. So 100% live classes will be there, 100% placement assistance will be there. So this is the first time we are launching some course with 100% placement assistance, like for the first time in regulatory affairs also, right? And our medical writing and all courses are going on, right? And then this will be, all the faculty members are from the industry, and you will get all the assignments, interview preparations, and that, right? All pharmacy people, PharmD, medical affairs, and life sciences students can join this. And students who are pursuing the career in pharmaceutical science or regulatory affairs also can join. All the healthcare science and life sciences students can join this course, right? And if you look at the course, this course curriculum, if you look at the course curriculum syllabus, this was prepared by the team looking at all national and international courses. I was checking, before going into anything, we do some little research, market research. So I saw that what other people are offering, what international people are offering in pharmaceutical drug regulatory affairs. So if you see our regulatory affairs diploma, it's comprehensive. Comprehensive means everything we are covering in this, okay? Almost everything. See, look at this. Introduction, pharmaceutical legislations and ethics, regulatory affairs and drug development, and your all the documentation, regulatory affairs documentation, common technical documentation formats, submissions and all, post-approval changes, regulatory maintenance and all. And then, if you see, this is very comprehensive and it's open for all of you. You can read it anytime, you can check it anytime. And, uh, this is there for all of you. Cases are there, regulatory practices and quality assurance things and career path. We are, excelling your things in that. Definitely, it is a certified course. You will get the diploma certificates at the end. So there is no specific, exams for diplomas and our executive courses now, but there are in-course assignments that you have to complete and in-course quizzes that you have to complete, and based on that only you will get the certificate. So this course is starting from October 20, exact after a month. Exact after a month, and last date of registration is October 6th. By today evening, it will be circulated to the public. It will be open to the public for registration. So all of you, and the price for diploma, as you all know, this is again our CSR course, one of the CSR funded course. So we don't charge much. It is very much cost effective and economic for you. You just have to pay 3,999 for the 6 month diploma. And outside, as I was telling, if you see in the market, for the regulatory affairs, they charge somewhere around 35,000 for 3 months course to 1 lakh, 80,000, 1 lakh rupees for the diploma course. Outside, if you see other institutions. And I was, uh, many people come to me and they tell, sir, that institute charged us 60,000 and they just gave us the login password and you read everything and complete the course and go. There is no practical knowledge. There is no interaction with the faculty members and all. But here I say completely opposite, that here you will not get any login password. You will not get any LMS. You will get all 100% live classes and full interaction with the course instructor. Uh, and I always ask my students, like, ask as many as questions you can ask. Okay, so that's all for about the course. But guys, again, let me tell you one more thing, that today we have two speakers with us. One is our known Sarabjit ji from GSK, right? And another one here with us is Dr. Priyansi. She is with us from very, very well-known industry, and she has done her M.Pharm in pharmaceutics, and she's working in the industry in regulatory affairs for quite long time, and she has full hands-on training, and she will be teaching you full hands-on training and talking about the career opportunities today and how to go to the industry, right? So we will start with Sarabjit ji, and then we can go next to Ms. Priya, so she can talk about that. With that, I'll not delay, guys. I'll hand over the mic to Sarabjit ji. Over to you, Sarabjit ji. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Ajit, for setting the context. I will be giving an overview. I just have prepared a few slides, just for audience. But of course, we are having an expert to speak more on it. Let me share the screen. Give me a moment.
Yes, please say.
Just let me know once my screen is visible.
It is available. It is available. Please.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. So let's speak about regulatory affair. When you are saying regulatory, it means law. Anything that you are law is looking at it, that is falling under the scope of a regulatory. So you may be, regulatory affair is a discipline that oversee your drugs, medicinal products. Those are even developed, tested, manufactured, marketed, and distributed. And basically, from the time you go into lab till the time it is there on the pharmacy shelves, the regulatory affairs apply. So this is how deep it is. And you need a license from regulatory bodies to sell any drug, vaccine, any treatment, even to get a diagnostic approved. You need to prove in front of a regulatory bodies, right? And these days, even there are so many jobs in a regulatory bodies itself, like DCGI, FDA. You can also have an opportunity to work there. So they certified then only that these products, they are having a standards. We will be talking in the next slide, that these products are uh, in best standard for human use. This is certified by the law. And if there is some issue, if there is some challenge, you can challenge it in the court as well. Then you are answerable to some law. So regulatory affair is always moving around the law, right? So let's keep that in mind. So if you wanted to speak about new drug development on a bigger level, on a higher level, we are not going deep into it today. Just this is how this is bit of snapshot how it work, and what is the regulation which applies, or a guideline which applies, you can say. When you are in a your preclinical discovery phase, you can say good laboratory practices they apply. Now who ensure and who check that do you have applied GLP or not? If you know you have not applied good laboratory practices, who can give you warning, who can challenge you, who can ban you? It is a regulatory bodies like DCGI, FDA, EMA, right? So all these bodies, they have a power to approve, you know or you can say basically yes, no, or you can say audit or inspect your sites and your facilities, your manufacturing facilities, your organization where you are working, which maybe in any way is involved. It may be a sporting role, not a direct, right? So in any capacity they can oversee you. Then in preclinical, of course, GLP is being followed, but once you are here in your investigational phase, your IND, new drug development, right? Then GCP is followed. Now, who ensure that GCP's good clinical practices is followed? It is again regulatory bodies. But this is, I'm speaking from the regulatory body side. How about within organization? There is always a regulatory affairs department. So there is a regulatory affairs department which follows, which ensure that they are following all the rules and regulation. And if there is some letter, suppose DCJ has issued letter, who will take a responsibility to reply that letter? Which the department is a regulatory affairs, they will take care of it. We are always speaking of IND application, NDA application, or CTA application. CTA is clinical trial application, if you have not heard. Who compile this application, who will make this application ready? It is a regulatory affairs function sitting within any organization, right? So once the drug is in the market, still that it is watched. Pharmacovigilance is also there, and ultimately these reports go to regulatory bodies. So this is on overall, and if you are not falling here, suppose you have failed here, you have to go back. If you even in the post your drug is in the market but you failed on certain standards, you have to go back, right? So this is an overview of your drug development. So now really speaking about the scope, because we are discussing the scope, like where you can contribute. So this is the slide that I wanted to focus a little bit more. So it is starting from the regulatory strategy and planning. So you are just planning to launch any drug in the market, it will the regulatory affairs team, they will make a strategy and planning, like how they will be preparing application, how they will be ensuring that product is designed, manufactured, and distributed in compliance with international regulation. And sometimes these are multinational, because if your product is global, yeah, someone is saying something. Okay, I think it is mistake. If you are launching your product globally, then you have to ensure that you are following the laws of all the territories, right? So regulatory affairs team, they will make a strategy, they will make a plan. That is one part of it, right? Another is product registration and approval, your application. As I said, the dossiers will be prepared by regulatory affairs team. And not only that, your pre-IND meetings, right? I have an opportunity to attend one, I think two pre-IND meetings. They are quite intense. Like you present your case, then a regulatory bodies, they review and they give you their comments. And even once you're done, they will give you meeting notes as well, right? So the scope is a lot. So the dossier preparation is done by the regulatory affairs team. And now, once you have, suppose you got an approval, so you are at a planning stage, you got an approval. So then your trial is ongoing. Your trial is ongoing. You have to ensure that you are following good clinical practice throughout the journey of your clinical trial, throughout the life cycle of your trial. So there are a number of things that you have to ensure from a regulatory perspective. One example I gave, suppose, because I know few students were there for medical writing. Suppose there is a protocol amendment. So there is a change in protocol, and now it regulatory affairs team will coordinate with your regulatory bodies to take a approval on this new amended or changed protocol. This is one example, right? Maybe you have to submit the periodic safety reports. So this coordination is done by the regulatory affairs team. Post marketing surveillance, your periodic safety update reports, they are in scope, right? Regulatory intelligence, this is the very important thing these days, because from this year new, only European Union, they made it effect, new guideline, they have made it an effective EU cities, right? So the regulatory affairs team role is that they have to keep their an eye open, what is new, what is, there is a new, some, if there is a new guideline, how to prepare for that, right? Because regulatory bodies, they are also evolving by time and time. Like in 2019, India launched a new guideline. So whose role come into picture? Regulatory affairs. They prepared their organizations for these new regulations. Okay, another is quality assurance and quality control. They have to check that everything is in the right way. Like maybe they are planning some audit, and if there are some audit finding, based on those audit finding, they have to uh, tell the teams that how they need to check on those, how they can prepare, how the teams can prepare themselves in a good way to address those issues. And as I already told, communication with the regulatory team. So even you are submitting IND application, even you are submit a simple thing, even if you wanted to take a time for a meeting from a regulatory body, because you can't go and just present there. So you just have to write to them that I need, our team wanted to present this thing and we need a time. So that is even also coordinated by the regulatory affairs team. Notification, there are so many notification they used to come from, they keep on coming during trial, based on the updates. These notification, they are also handled by the regulatory affairs team. Now what kind of the roles can be, job roles can be available in the regulatory affairs? I think ma'am will be speaking about it more, like regulatory affairs specialist. Even I have seen a regulatory affair consultant, a regulatory affair associate. Regulatory affair associate is very much entry level job role. So this is an overview from my side on a regulatory affairs. It is an interesting field to so say, but you have to be very much vigilant to work there. And because these regulations, they are not that straightforward, right? You have to invest quite energy, time, effort to learn these new regulations, right? So that you can do your job in a better way. But overall, it is very, very interesting. You can say the field and the learning will be also very good in this. So that if there is any question that we can discuss at the end. Back to you, Dr. Ajit.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Sarabji. Now I think we can go ahead to Priyansi. Yes, Priyansi, you can please start.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Let me just share my screen.
Your voice is a little low.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it is better now. Yeah, please go ahead.
Right. Okay, so is the screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Please go ahead.
Right. So, my name is Priyanshi, and I'm here to talk and discuss about career opportunities and scope in drug regulatory affairs. As you all know, and as the briefing been given to you by Dr. Sarbjeet and Dr. Ajit Singh, I think it's pretty clear to you how important drug regulatory affair is to the pharmaceutical industry, and we are going to go forward with the same. So the first one is the definition and purpose of regulatory affairs. As ma'am discussed, that regulatory affairs is all about law. So to add on to that, I'll share my definition of it. So regulatory affairs involves ensuring that companies comply with all the regulations and laws pertaining to their business processes. So especially in the pharmaceutical, biotechnological, and medical device industries. So when we're talking about drug regulatory affairs, it is mainly dealing with the pharmaceuticals, biotech, and medical devices industries. And in those industries, we need to make sure that all the processes that's being followed are compliant with all the regulations that's been provided to us by the regulatory agencies. Coming next to the purpose of the regulatory affairs, it is basically to manage the approval and compliance of products with regulatory agencies to ensure they meet legal standards. Like I said, it's all about maintaining the law and compliance. Moving forward, the scope of regulatory affairs. So I have cut down it to four key points. The first one is regulatory compliance. Second comes the product development. Third is the documentation part of it. And fourth is the interaction. So in regulatory compliance, we need to ensure that the products meet all legal and regulatory requirements as discussed before. Secondly, there's product development. So from what do we understand by product development? It's basically from when the product is being procured as a raw material to its post-marketing surveillance. The entire thing comes under product development. So we need to make sure that the manufacturing, the processes that's involved in the manufacturing, the chemistry, the chemicals, all of those things, along with the processes that is responsible for the final drug product that comes in the market, and that it is compatible and is compliant with patients that it has been subjected to. That entire thing comes under product development, and the regulatory affair team or drug regulatory affairs make sure that it meets those requirements. Next is the documentation part. So I'll brief you about the documentations that's being submitted as a part of regulatory affairs. So there are basically four modules that are being submitted, which are module 1 to module 5. So all these modules require certain expertise of those modules, as well as a lot of technical skills in order to make sure that the documents or the dossiers that's being made are compliant. So M1 basically deals with the regional information, region specific product information that is required for product registration. M2, M3, and M4 are product informations, and M2 and M3 are product information. M4 and M5 deals with the preclinical, clinical and non-clinical part of the product. So those are all the documentations that needs to be done in order to register a product in the market. Next comes the interaction. So in order to communicate all your requirements to the FDA or to the agencies that is going to give you the approval, you need to communicate with the regulatory affairs and other stakeholders. For example, Pfizer is your client, and not really Pfizer. Take for example, Abbott or anything is your client, and you need to get their product registered in a different country. So you will need the approval of a lot of regulatory agencies that's involved in that process. And so in order to interact with those agencies, you'll need to have a very good communication skills and English for that matter, in order to make sure that the other person understands what your requirements is, and in order for you to understand the same. So these are four key points that I've covered here. Coming next to is the career opportunities in regulatory affairs. So this is just a snapshot of a basic understanding of what goes into regulatory affairs. So there's a head of regulatory affairs that's controlling all of it. Like, there's always a head. And the five major segments it has is preclinical department, clinical department, CMC department, which stands for chemistry, manufacturing, and controls. And there's compliance and documentation. under CMC comes, under all these departments come various departments which are specified to function in a certain way. But the most important ones are the CMCs, compliance and documentation, because without that, you won't be able to submit anything to the FDA, right? We'll discuss more about this in our coming sessions, but for now, this is a briefing. And next is your career path and hierarchy. So the typical hierarchy in the DRA industry is structured like this. There's a regulatory affairs associate. So when I first joined, I was a trainee, and then I got promoted to the associate position. So as a trainee, you are more involved in, the basic learning of the techniques, of the softwares that are being used, of the entire regulatory affairs. So you get to read about the guidelines, the various regulations that's being followed in different countries. For example, there's US FDA. For example, there's European Union. Then there is guidelines for Japan. Then there's guidelines for UK, MHRA. So there are a lot of guidelines that needs to be understood, read, and implied when you're working as a drug regulatory affair professional. So yeah, when you first start, you might enter as a trainee or intern. It all depends upon what education background you have. So if you're coming from B Farm, then you have a chance of joining in as a intern or a trainee, and soon after you will be promoted to an associate level or a junior officer. It all depends from company to company. Some companies regard this as a regulatory affairs associate, some call it as junior officer. So the terminologies differ from company to company. So it's nothing like, oh, this is they are providing us with associate position and the other one is providing us with the junior officer. It's almost the same thing. And after that, you jump to being an officer with all your expertise and your knowledge about the regulatory affairs, the submissions, the regulatory bodies, and the guidelines, etc. Soon later, you become the regulatory affairs officer, managers who oversees all the product managements, all the life cycle managements that's going on and about the company. Later, it's the team lead who, lead a team into, take for example, like I discussed here, a team lead might lead a team in preclinical or a clinical or compliance documentation. So it's a very big umbrella with lots and lots of disciplines. So there's no scope of no growth. So you're all continuously growing here. Start from a very basic understanding of regulatory affairs and you reach the heights. The sky is the limit, right? Soon after, there's regulatory director who leads all the regulatory affairs departments, makes strategies, and etc. Coordinates with various stakeholders. Yeah, for initially, you won't be able to coordinate with the stakeholders, talk to the clients directly. You will learn more of the ground knowledge, ground technologies, etc. So it will take you time to reach the position of a director, because you need to be very thorough with your knowledge of regulatory affairs. Finally is the vice president, HOD, head of the regulatory affairs, and etc., who will lead the entire company. So yeah, there's that. Next, we'll talk about what you might need to know as if you enroll into the executive program. So yeah, the salary packages if you get into DRA. The DRA is a very tricky place to be, and your salary might depend on the amount of knowledge that you have. So for an entry level, for example, you are a trainee or an intern, you might not get a very good package like of 7 to 10 LPA, but you start with good. So you will probably end up getting 4 to 7 lakh as per your experience and your knowledge, obviously. Then comes the mid-level and senior level and top level. So the top level, you can get or command as much of the salary as you want, because then you have all the knowledge that's required to run a business. And then so there's entry level is 4 to 7 LPA. Mid level is 7 to 12 LPA. This is just a figure. I'm just talking figuratively. It's not something that is the salaries are not restricted to this. It can be more, it can be even more. I'll not talk about less salaries, because DRA is a very competitive market, and DRA requires a lot of people right now. So there are multiple openings going on. Multiple MNCs require a lot of trainees and a lot of people who are willing to, give their best into regulatory affairs. So the salaries might differ. This is just a, just for your reference. There's senior level, which will be 12 LPA to 20 LPA as per your knowledge. And then there's top level, that's 10 plus year, where you have acquired almost the very basic and grand knowledge of regulatory affairs and you can put it into action. Next is the companies for DRA. So since you're all from pharmacy background or biotech background, I'm pretty sure you've come across all these companies like DRL, Cipla, Lupin, Aurobindo, GSK. Ma'am herself is from GSK, and etc. So these are all the companies who are looking for regulatory affairs profession. Because the products they're making, the products they've made, all these products are undergoing various life cycles. Some requires renewal, some requires variation, some requires to be, some is a new drug that needs to be registered. So every pharmaceutical company requires a regulatory professional person who can make sure that the product meets the life cycle management. So that's where the regulatory person comes into action. Next is biotechnology firms, for example, Biocon, Serum India, Serum Institute of India, Bharat Biotech, etc., who are making the vaccines and all of those things. So they also require a regulatory profession to overlook all the preclinical, clinical trials, the chemistry, the manufacturing, the control of the manufacturing, etc., in order to make sure that the product is compliant with the industry requirements or the regulatory requirements. Then comes the CROs. You heard of CROs like Quintiles, IMS, Parexel, Convence, Syneos Health, etc. There's a lot of CROs who are hiring for regulatory affairs, and they're looking for people who have a thorough knowledge of regulatory affairs, right? Then comes the consulting firm, where you can enter as a regulatory or run a regulatory program in order to meet the client requirement, right? So those involves Deloitte, PwC, KPMG, and Eversena. Just give me a second. Yeah, for PhD candidates, there is a big chance of entering regulatory affairs. Kartiki has raised the question. So yeah, because since PhD candidates have a variety of knowledge, I'm pretty sure it becomes easier for them to get into regulatory affairs. But it's all about your knowledge and your expertise on the subject. That's it. And for PharmD as well. So for PharmD, regulatory affairs, along with pharmacovigilance, medical writing, there is a big umbrella which regulatory affairs comprises of. So yeah, there's no need to worry. PharmD, B.Pharm, PhD candidates, M.Pharm candidates, all of them can enter into regulatory affairs. It just depends on your knowledge and expertise and how you are in the interview process. You need to show them that you are the best they have, right? Okay, so moving forward, other than the CROs and the consulting firms and other pharmaceutical biotechnological firms, there are regulatory agencies. For example, India has CDSCO, like US has FDA, right? So CDSCO basically means Central Drug Standard Control Organization. And there is ICMR, which is Indian Council of Medical Research. Since a lot of research is going on there, to regulate the research, to control the research, to make sure the products that the products that might enter into the market are compliant, that they get the approvals, etc. So these regulatory agencies make sure of that, right? So these are all the reference companies that I have mentioned here for you. And are there any more questions about it?
Guys, please write your questions in the chat box or speak.
Right. So Shivang Saxena is asking how to get internship in 4th semester of M.Pharm in regulatory affairs. I'm currently in 3rd semester and searching for a paid internship. Yes, Shivang, so basically for an internship, you might not get a paid as highly in regulatory affairs because you are a person, you're a fresh person who needs to be, taught the technical skills to be taught. There won't be a part of you which we can exploit in the regulatory affairs. You will be a complete fresher, unlike other industries where you can be exploited for your own knowledge. Here we will here the regulatory affair bodies or the institutes or the companies will train you on your technical skills. They'll nourish you, they'll flourish you, and make you ready for you to enter the industry. So it might not be possible to get a paid internship. I'm not sure of it, but I can look for the paid internships and can tell you later. Can we make career in regulatory affairs and abroad? Yeah, that's a very good question. And I think there are huge opportunities for regulatory affairs and abroad. Yeah, you can do that. For B pharmacy also, yes. I think Dr. Ajit would be able to help you with this question if
Is CliMed Academy gives opportunity in RA. We have this course, definitely. We are we have come up with 100% placement assistance and all. So regulatory affairs is a very new domain for us right now. Right, very new domain means to enter. But yes, we have come up with this domain, and we are here for all of you to help in RA now. Okay, guys. Yes, we will help you. Yes, please go ahead.
how to see, you can get into regulatory affairs even as a fresher. The companies are entertaining. Maybe not MNCs, but there are, service providing companies who can take you as a fresher because there is a lot of openings. You can look up the LinkedIn. There are openings every day in regulatory departments, right? And if you have a diploma executive course, that might add on to, your resume and you might go through it. Some companies only want M pharmacy in regulatory affairs specialization for entry level position. Is it true? It varies from company to company. Some might require M pharmacy, some might require PhD candidates as well, some might require B pharmacy. So you need to do your research properly in order for you to land into a company, right? Yeah, it is necessary to, do an RA course, because if you're not equipped with the RA, regulatory intelligence, you won't be able to survive in the regulatory affair industry. So it's very important that you go through, you understand what regulatory affairs is all about. Yeah, M pharmacy pharmacologies are eligible for drug regulatory affairs. It's all there. It's preclinical, clinical. Pharmacology is all about therapeutics and clinical, non-clinical parts of the regulatory affairs. So yes, you can enter DRA. What areas? No. I don't think regulatory affairs is going to get saturated soon because the guidelines are ever changing. The products are always being manufactured. They're always expiring. They always need renewals. They always need variations. So this is the kind of industry that won't get saturated soon because, see, we live in a country where disease is ever growing, medicines are ever growing. So it's a slow industry, but it is ever growing industry. So you need not be afraid that it will get saturated soon, right? So that's all from my side. Dr. Ajit, back to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So there are some questions. I think we have answered all the questions. Does PharmD enter into CDSCO as well as Alzheimer? Please mention about the details. Abhinami, yes, PharmDs can enter, as you guys are, many of you are PharmD here. These people are well suitable and well equipped, with all the clinical trial informations, all the clinical research information. So you guys are well equipped and you guys are, eligible people for that, for the ICMR, CDSCO and regulatory affair jobs. Okay. What is that? Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm interested in regulatory affairs. Should I go to the regulatory affairs? Go with cause of pharmacy financially. Yes, yes, definitely you can go ahead. Okay. Not saturated. We have answered all the questions. Any other questions you guys are asking, guys? I'm currently a third year B pharmacy student and I want to go abroad. So can you please tell me what I need to do about this? See, here we are talking about career opportunities and all in regulatory affairs. So if you're interested in regulatory affairs, definitely you have to start a job in regulatory affairs in India and then you can shift there, I believe. And directly also, I think you can join. Priyansi was telling about that perfectly. I think she has answered that to go abroad. And you have to prepare yourself right now. I mean, from now only you can start gaining the knowledge, start adding the value to your CV about regulatory affairs or whatever your interest is, right? Okay, what are the other questions, guys? Any other questions, any other relevant questions, please? Here is the form to fill. You can fill this form, guys. I've shared the form. How can I enter into the CDSU and ICMR after PharmD? So there are vacancies. You can join as associates. You can join as assistants there, clinical assistants, regulatory assistants. There are the jobs, guys. So you have to give the interviews, write some exams. So you have to go and there is a process through the in CDSU and ICMR. I'm working for ICMR, so as far as I know, they directly call for the interviews, and you have to crack the interviews for different jobs, for the technical jobs, for the research assistant jobs, research associate jobs. How can I enter RA after B Pharmacy? You have to gain the knowledge of RA, and freshers are welcomed in regulatory affairs as regulatory affairs assistants or regulatory affairs associate, as she was telling. So please, if courses are available, we have the course on RA. That's why I was talking, and that is why we are having this, today's webinar. So let me just share the brochure with all of you guys. So here only I'll share the brochure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then any other questions, guys? If no, then we can wind up. And please fill the form. I have shared the fill. I've shared the form. Here is the brochure I have shared, guys. Okay, please check. Please keep your mics mute. I have shared the brochure of regulatory affairs. You can open that. It's in the chat box. So please reference some companies. See, companies are there on your screen. On your screen, companies are there. Consulting firms, biotechnology firms, contract research organizations. Right now, screen is shared for the companies only, Sibang. Yes. Companies are there on the screen. She was talking about the companies in last slide. Okay. See, pharmaceutical companies, the biotechnology firms, contract research organizations, consulting firms, and all are there. Okay. Surely we'll help you out. We'll try our best from our side. What's that, sir? I have one doubt. Is that good to data analytics like after PharmD? Data analytics is one of the domain where you can explore further. Benefits of these CliMed certificates. There are no benefits of the CliMed certificate. There's a benefit of knowledge courses you are taking from us, and the certificates are just the showcase to showcase to your knowledge, whatever you have gained from any company or any institute, or the degrees are the verification or validation of your knowledge, what you are gaining. Kaniska, nice question, but like we have all the value-added courses, skill development courses. So whatever you learn from us, you can showcase in the industry or wherever you are going further for the career opportunities, or wherever you are growing in the career, you can definitely use those certificates. So here I'm sharing the form again, guys. Okay, guys. So if no more questions, then we can just close it. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I have shared the form. Please fill the form. Your certificates will be delivered by tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. What are the jobs that PharmD can do in clinical research as freshers? She was talking about that. I think you were not in the class. How will advancements in artificial intelligence impact? We will talk about that, Rahul sir. We had the artificial intelligence workshops. You haven't attended that. We'll talk about that. Okay. Thank you, Tanish. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can we get placements by attending the course? 100% placement assistance will be given. All the mock interviews, tests, and all everything will be covered from our side. Interview preparations and all. Yeah, and references, recommendations will be given from my side. Okay. Yes, guys. So thank you very much. I would like to thank Sarabji and Priyanshi for the wonderful sessions and very knowledgeable, deliverance here to the students, guys. And again, thank you very much for joining this. I can see there were around 250 students, 250 participants at once. So again, thank you very much. And if you're interested, definitely please come and join us for this regulatory affairs diploma. Okay, and learn from our expertise, guys. So with that, thank you, guys. We'll just close it. Thank you, Priyansi, and thank you,
Thank
Sarabji.
you, Dr. Jeet.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank you
Dr.
very much. Thank you.
Thanks.